Even the orchestra is beautiful. every night we have the battle with them to keep their closing song. Bienvenue, welcome, you cabaret, oh cabaret, to cabaret. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll find the sun come shining through for you. I never face with gladness, I never trace of sadness, oh tear, maybe ever so near. There's a time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile for you. On your face with gladness, I never trace of sadness, oh a tear, maybe ever so near. There's a time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find life is still worthwhile for you. I've been faced with gladness, I've never trace of sadness, oh the tear, maybe ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My tribute to the world's greatest entertainers. That song was written by Mr. Charlie Chaplin in 1936 for his movie Modern Times. From 1915 onwards, Charlie Chaplin wrote, directed, starred, scored, did everything in every movie he ever made. By 1919, he had created United Artists, or MGM Pictures Studios, as we know it today. As a child, he inspired me in so many ways, and all of us. Speaking of being a child, that song that Michael was playing is the very first song I ever sang when I was just 7 years old. The Saskatchewan Talent Search for the Stars. Wow. Yes, you know, he inspired me in many, many ways. I grew up on the prairies of Saskatchewan, for those of you that don't know me. A couple of years ago, I actually ran into a woman from England, and I was telling her that I was from Saskatchewan, Regina, and that I was quite embarrassed to be from Regina, fortunately. And she said to me, "Oh, darling, there's no need to be embarrassed. That's where we all come from, Regina." Growing up in Saskatchewan, I was exposed to many forms of entertainment. Okay, all we had was curling and hockey, but we did have a television. Yes, black and white, 2 channels. And on television is where I saw all of the great entertainers. The Ed Sullivan Show, the Carol Burnett Show, Flip Wilson, Dick Van Dyke Show. I'm sure you know all those shows. That is where I witnessed some of the greatest entertainers to have lived. Tonight I would like to pay tribute to those entertainers that made a difference, that really left a mark. The ones who influenced me and others. Now I can't get them all in, but I will try to do my best. There is a man deemed the greatest entertainer to have lived. Yes, he was the very first openly Jewish man to appear on the stage, the American stage, and ironically blacked his face out in order to introduce white audiences to Black American music, jazz, and blues. I now give you my tribute to the world's greatest entertainers, starting with the greatest, Mr. Al Jolson. Swanee, how I love ya, how I love ya, my dear old Swanee. I give the world to be on the folks in the outside. You know my family is waiting for me down by the Swanee. The folks up north will see me no more when I get to my Swanee shore. When I get to my Swanee shore. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you know where fashion sits? Over on the ritz. Different types of wear it, go bags with stripes, I got a window, perfect fits. Over on the ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper. Trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super-duper, come let's mix their Rockefellers, walk with sticks, or Rockefellers in their midst. On the Ritz. Yes, that song was recorded by Mr. Rudy Valley in 1927, written by the great Irving Berlin, and later re-recorded by the Huffman man himself, Mr. Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Yes, Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, backwards and in heels. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super-duper, come let's mix the Rockefellers, walk with sticks, or Rockefellers in their midst. Walk around the Ritz, walk around the Ritz, walk around the Ritz. Jingles and he danced for you, and worn out shoes, with silver hair, a ragged shirt, baggy pants. You do the old soft shoe. You jump so high, you jump so high, then it likely touched down. Told me of the times he worked for minstrel shows, traveling throughout the South. He spoke of tears of 15 years in his dog and deer. They would travel about when his dog up and died, he up and died. After 20 years, he still grieved. He said, I dance now for a chance I get honky tonks, for my drinks and my tips. Most of the time I spend behind these counter bars. Yeah, so, see, I drink some beer. then he shook his head. Oh Lord, when he shook his head, I swear I heard somebody say, that's Mr. Bojangles. That's Mr. Bojangles. That's Mr. Bojangles. Please dance, dance. Come on and dance with us, please. That's Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Please dance, dance. I want you to just dance once for us, Mr. Bojangles. Please. Yes, the great Sammy Davis Jr. made that song popular. Sammy Davis will be sorely missed. Actually, Bill Bojangles Robinson, who that song is about, taught Sammy Davis how to tap at the age of 7 years old. There was a woman that I worked with in Vancouver quite a few years ago, living in the west end of Vancouver, who had choreographed a show that I had done, who just happened to have danced with Bill Bojangles Robinson. She appeared with Bill Bojangles Robinson, the only black woman to have done so on screen ever, in her very first role. She was the very first woman to have signed, first woman of color to have signed with MGM Pictures back in the 30s. And she appeared with Bill Bojangles Robinson in Hooray for Love. She also appeared with Fats Waller and Cab Calloway. Fats Waller actually wrote Ain't Misbehaving, if you don't know that. And it also inspired me to tribute. Ladies and gentlemen, the music of Fats Waller and Cab Calloway. He loved her and he was cooking. He took her down to Chinatown and showed her how to kick the going round. She had a dream about the king of Sweden. He gave her things that she was needing. He gave her a whole field of gold and steel. gentlemen, Mr. Fats Waller. New Year's 1953. In the back seat of a Cadillac, we lost poor old Hank Williams on the way to his next gig. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Hank Williams. Your cheating heart will make you weep. You'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will take on you. When tears come down like falling rain, you'll toss around and call my name. You want the floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you. Your cheating heart, it only tell on you. Elijah was a wooden Indian standing by the door. He fell in love with an Indian maid over an empty store. Elijah just stood there and never let it show, so she could never answer yes or no. And then one day a wealthy husband bought the Indian maid and took her oh so far away, but oh Elijah stayed. Elijah, too stubborn to ever show a sign, because his heart was made of knotted pine. Poor old Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, he don't know what it means. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Elijah, that poor old wooden head. Elijah was a lonely Indian, never went nowhere. His heart was set on the Indian maid with the coal black hair. Elijah just stood there as lonely as can be, and wished that he was still an old pine tree. Wow, that is definitely not water. Did you put something in that mic? Kind of feel like Dean Martin or something. Yeah, you know, actually, it's untrue that Dean Martin drank on stage. Apparently, he just had apple juice in his glass. As the rest of the Rat Pack go, they had a full bar on the back of the stage. The boys knew how to do it. You know, Sammy Davis was very famous for being in the Rat Pack, as well as Frank Sinatra, Joey Bishop, Peter Lawford, and actually Liza Minnelli in later years, and of course Dean Martin. I would now like to tribute the music of the Rat Pack. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found the somebody who could make me be drunk, could make me be blue, and could be sad just to be glad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might try to be cross or even be false. They would not do for nobody else. Give me the thrill with all your faults. I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Sweet coming Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Yeah, you're my favorite woman. Is your figure less than green? Is your mouth a little weird when you ready to speak? Are you slow? Don't change your hair for me, not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. It's very good, our love is here to stay. Now hold on here, but never end the day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we do may just be passing fancy, and I may go, but oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we'll go. under my skin. I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, it's a fair and never would so good. But why should I try to resist when baby I know so well I've got you under my skin. I sacrifice anything I want for the sake of having dear in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats how it yells in my ear. You know little boy, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. Oh, each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before you begin. There's no you under skin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. Yes, you grab me under my skin. Mr. Dean Martin, another member of the Rat Pack. He claimed something that not anyone else had claimed, not even Frank Sinatra. He conquered stage, film, television, everything. I would now love to pay tribute to Mr. Dean Martin with a lovely Italian aria. In Napoli, where love is king, where boy meets girl, this is what they sing. You guys hear singing? When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, angels sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play, ticky-ticky-tay, ticky-ticky-tay, like a gay tarantella, lucky fella. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta of azul, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, you're in love. I'm going down there. Well, you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, Signor. Screws of me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore, amore, amore. Now! Well, ladies and gentlemen, this song went #1 on the charts when Jerry Lee Lewis married his 14-year-old cousin. You shake my nerves and you bat on my brains. Too much love, there's a man say. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great ball of fire. I got to love because I know it was funny. You came along, ooh, my money. You changed your mind, this love was fine. Goodness gracious, great ball of fire. It's the baby, oh, real back, there was a songwriter with the name of Don McLean who wrote a really great song called American Pie. What he was speaking of was a fateful day, February 3rd, 1959, when a plane crashed in Ohio carrying some of the greatest entertainers to have lived. One of those entertainers was Mr. Buddy Holly. I would love to pay tribute now to the legend.
Sorry to interrupt. First of all, it was Iowa, not Ohio.
Oh, sorry, right. Guess I should have researched that.
No, I'm just kidding. You said Buddy Holly, right?
Yeah.
The only thing is I don't have any music for Buddy Holly.
You don't have any music for
I kind of know those tunes a little bit. We could jam it out if you want. I have all these charts, but there's nothing that says Buddy Holly.
It's a major chart. How could you have lost a major chart?
I don't think.
Major glitch.
Let's not play the blame game, okay?
All right. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're the leader, so.
Okay, well,
your
so
responsibility.
where do you think the charts are?
Search me. Maybe in my car. Maybe in your car. I got nothing.
I don't drive, and he doesn't drive. So
maybe on the subway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what are we gonna do?
Well, I'm just gonna check and see.
What are we
guys,
doing on?
maybe they lost the whole package. Do you have your charts, Jay?
Yeah, it's right here.
Where?
Right here.
Okay. All right. Okay. And Ben. Good morning.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Do you have your charts?
Which chart are you talking about?
You guys are killing me. Buddy Holly.
Oh, Buddy Holly. Oh, yeah, it's right here.
Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy Holly, right? That's the one.
Okay. All right. What are you reading?
Oh, here. Oh, it's just it's Paper Canada won a gold today. Oh, that can't be right.
Yeah, that's because that's actually a chart. Can I just see that for a second?
Oh.
Right. Yeah. It actually says piano conductor Michael Barber.
For Buddy Holly.
Yeah. I wonder where that came from. So. It's okay. We rehearsed it. I know it's long, but we rehearsed this, right? So you're gonna be okay.
When was that rehearsal again?
Well, it was yesterday.
Okay,
But,
okay, well, let's do it.
could you just hurry it up a bit because the piano has to be back before midnight. So you're good to go.
Just give me a moment.
All right.
Yeah. So we're out here.
Yeah. Take your time. These folks don't have anywhere to go.
Okay. They're captain bodies.
You know, soon it'll be Valentine's Day and we'll have to start the show all over again.
I think we're good to go.
Okay. See you at the end. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how the music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news at the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step, and I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widow bride. But something touched me deep inside the day the music died. Ohio. It's not funny. He wrote a song for his wife, who he's only married to for 3 months, Maria Elena. It's one of the most beautiful songs, I think. It was the only song that Buddy Holly did to a string arrangement. It's called True Love Ways. Just you know why you and I will by and by no true love ways. Sometimes we'll sigh, sometimes we will cry, and we know why. Just you and I, no true love ways. Throughout the day, our true love ways will bring us joy to share, but don't you really care? Sometimes we'll sigh, sometimes we'll cry, and we'll know why. Just you and I, no true love ways. Well, wow, I think I slipped the disc.
Last year.
Hello? Hello? Oh. Last year, I had the distinct privilege of performing for the Queen of England. Well, at least he said he was the Queen of England. Yes, he was knighted, believe it or not. Wow. He was quite the splashy pianist. Oh, wow, it's hard to say. There was another splashy pianist by the name of Liberace, who I think was probably a very interesting entertainer, if not the most lavish. I will now make the transformation from Elton John to Liberace. I am my own special creation. This is not working. No, definitely not working. I don't play piano, and I'm wearing exactly the same costume as Elton John. Mike, I think I need to do more. I don't play, so... Oh, you know what, folks? I have an idea. Hold on, I'll be right back. Just play something like that. Brilliant! Okay, so we've got the candelabra. We just need a few more items. Something in my tickle trunk. Oh, here we go. Liberace always wore feathers and fur and boas and sequins and... Oh, no, I couldn't. In fact, I can't. No, it's all right. Go ahead, have a seat. Might take a little stroll over. I don't have no idea. Does he not look hot, ladies and gentlemen? Any man who can wear feathers like that is a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you, please take you, Liberace! From Brooklyn, New York. Actually from the Bronx, sorry. He was deemed the piano man. And this next song, I'd love to pay tribute to them. A holiday from the Mr. Peter Allen, the boy from Oz, Down Under. He wrote some great tunes. That tune, Arthur's Theme. He also wrote Don't Cry Out Loud by Melissa Manchester. And he was married to Liza Minnelli. A lot of people didn't know that. You know, a lot of people ask me who I know and who I've worked with and all that kind of jazz. And I actually find it quite uncomfortable to name drop. A few days ago, I was hanging out with a few friends of mine, Babs, Madonna, and Liza. And Liza was name dropping like crazy. Yeah, complaining. You know, she's really not happy. She got married again. Did you know that? Yeah. 6 months, and she's already complaining that he's not the man that she married. I said, Liz, come on. You want to be worried when he undresses in front of you, and you start mentally redressing him. Not good. I would love to tribute now. That's a verb. That's becoming a verb, I think. Tribute some of the female's greatest, some of the greatest female entertainers. Peter Allen wrote this song for his ex-mother-in-law, Judy Garland. Quiet please, there's a lady on stage. She may not be the latest rage, but she's singing, and she means it. She deserves a little silence. Quiet please, there's a woman up there. She's been on the string of songs long before your consciousness was raised. But doesn't that deserve a little praise? So put your hands together and help her along. All that's left of the singers, all that's left of the song. Rise to the occasion. Give her one last celebration. I just lost all respect for myself. Celine Dion did more damage to the Titanic than that iceberg. Sorry, folks. You know, she is Canadian. I love her. She's, you know, viva la Québécois. I can't do it. I feel physically ill. Judy Garland spoke of a young girl from Brooklyn who sang like a bird. And she said that she was the last of the great belters. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. With children needing other children, and yet letting a grown-up pride hide all the need inside, acting more like children than children. complete. I've been had, I was sad and blue, but you made me feel. Yes, you made me feel shiny and new. Like a virgin, touched for the very first time. And your heartbeats, they through my mind. Is it alone in your room? Come hear the music. Life is a cabaret. Come to the cabaret. The knitting, the book and the broom. It's time for a holiday. Oh, life is a cabaret, yo chum. Only a cabaret, yo chum. And I love the cabaret. Let me learn. And you gotta have friends. Feeling that's oh so strong. You've got to have friends. I wanna make that thing last. So when they're gone, so we can get away the dust in the dawn. Here is where I'll stay. You gotta have friends. You gotta have friends. You can take friends. Oh, friends. Oh, friends. A few years, well actually this year, in a few years, we lost someone dear to us, the king of pop music, Mr. Michael Jackson. The song, ironically, that Michael is playing was Michael Jackson's favorite song. But you know what? Without MJ, we wouldn't have gotten through the 80s. We're eternally grateful to Michael Jackson. You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there. I'll reach out my hand to you. I have faith in all you do. Just call my name and I'll be there. I'll be there to comfort you. Build my world of dreams around you. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll be there when love is strong. I'll be the strength. I'll keep holding on. Let me feel my heart, joy and laughter. Together this is all I'm after. Just call my name and I'll be there. Come on, that's it, help me out. I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name. I'll years ago, there was a collaboration of two great artists. One being the great Canadian artist, Katie Lang, and Mr. Roy Orbison. They were to get together and re-record Roy's classic hit, Crying. But actually, it took quite a bit of coaxing on Roy's part, this unknown woman who was singing backup vocals for him. But once he heard her voice, he was dead set on it. I was alright for a while. I could smile for a while. But then I saw you last night. You held my hand so tight when you stopped to say hello. You wished me well, but you couldn't tell that I'd been crying over you, crying over you said so long, left me standing all alone, alone and crying, 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 crying. It's hard to understand with the touch of your hand can stop me crying. I was alright for a while. I could smile for a while. But then I saw you last night. You held my hand so tight when you stopped to say hello. You wished me well, but you couldn't tell that I've been crying over you, crying over you. You said so long, left me standing all alone, alone and crying, 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 crying. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to laugh and sing a song or two. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say true. That was the classic song from the Carol Burnett Show, written by her husband, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming out and supporting our little show here, all the way up to Vaughan. You guys are small but mighty. Thank you very much. I'd like to make a shout out to the front of house staff, people in the back office, Leora, Elena, Steve. Up there in the booth is our man on sound, Jason. Please go. Sounds like a 12-piece orchestra. Mr. Ben Miller on bass. Jay Mueller on drums. And Mr. Michael Barber on piano arrangements. The record time. You know, folks, sometimes we think that you like to hear something nice and easy. But unfortunately, the band and I, we don't do things nice and easy. We like to do it nice and rough. Well, we're going to take this song, the beginning of the song, nice and easy for you. But then, unfortunately, we're going to finish the song nice and rough. Because that's the way that Tina Turner did it. Lived a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost one minute of sleep, worried about the way that things might have been. Things keep on turning. Well, that round now we keep on burning. And we're rolling, 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 rolling on the river, rolling on the river, rolling on, rolling, rolling on, rolling, rolling on the river, rolling on the river. 1, 2, 3, hey! Well,
Wow, these guys are so big. You really just dump your tickets on the floor? Whatever.